a very good morning, students. Welcome to the online lecture series on remote sensing and GIS. So this is basically the part 2 of the lecture 2, that is basis of the remote sensing. In previous lecture, that is in part 1, we have covered so many parts till the digital image data formats and interaction in the electromagnetic energy. So in this lecture, we will be continuing the other parts of this lecture. So let us start with the recap of this previous lecture. We have covered the image, some of the basis of the remote sensing. Then we have seen electromagnetic wavelength range, resolution, different types of resolution, satellite images. Then we have also seen digital image file formats, remotely sensed images, digital image data formats. And then we have also seen interaction of electromagnetic energy, stages in remote sensing from space. Now we have to cover from the electromagnetic radiation part. So I will be switching off my camera mode, and I hope the screen is visible to you all. Now we'll start with the electromagnetic radiation. So before we proceed, we have to understand what we mean by electromagnetic radiation. So the electromagnetic radiation has both electric and magnetic field. It has the both, that is electric field and the magnetic field. Wait a second. So it has electric and magnetic field. Okay. Orthogonal to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of travel, and here you can visualize this. So it has, here you can visualize this, and orthogonal to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of travel, and here you can visualize this. So it has two different directions which are perpendicular to each other, and then the electromagnetic waves propagate at speed of light through vacuum. Okay, so how do we understand this electromagnetic radiation? The electromagnetic radiation has both electric and magnetic fields, okay, orthogonal to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of travel, and here you can visualize in this figure. So it has two different directions, okay, and which are perpendicular to each other, and then electromagnetic waves propagate at the speed of the light through vacuum. Okay, because this is very important. If there is a change in the velocity, then again that our everything will change. Okay, all the calculation will change. So electromagnetic energy is a mixture of waves. It is a mixture of waves with different frequencies that we have already seen, that starting from the visible, then infrared, then microwave. So there are different wavelengths, different frequency, different energy associated with them. Okay, so these are actually the fundamentals. Now we have to clear what are the different fundamentals of this electromagnetic radiation. So electromagnetic radiation have different fundamentals. Here you can see frequency, wavelength, and amplitude. Frequency, wavelength, and amplitude. So, but you have to understand it thoroughly. So frequency, wavelength, and amplitude of a wave. Here you can just see this is the wavelength. This is your, somehow we can depict it as a wavelength. How we define our wavelength, and this is the amplitude. So this is your amplitude of our wave, and this is the frequency, and this is the frequency. So this is very important. You have to understand it, then only you will be able to use remote sensing and GIS in your problem. And based on this frequency, now other slides, in other slides, based on frequency, electromagnetic radiation is divided into different groups. ठीक है, so which are like, कौन से groups हैं? Radio waves, microwaves, infrared radiation, visible light, ultraviolet radiation, X-rays, and then the gamma rays. Okay, now there will be a relationship. ये इन फंडामेंटल के बीच में एक रिलेशनशिप एग्जिस्ट करेगा, और वो रिलेशनशिप कैसे होता है? द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन वेवलेंथ एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी. सो दिस इज वेरी फंडामेंटल, बट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड इट थॉरोली. सो हियर यू कैन सी म्यू. ठीक है, यहाँ पे मैं देखा हूं म्यू. तो म्यू इज इक्वल टू सी बाई लेमडा, वेयर सी इज द स्पीड ऑफ द लाइट. And here it is very clear that mu is inversely proportional to lambda. Lambda is nothing, it is our wavelength, and mu is our frequency. The relationship between energy and frequency is E equals to h mu. क्या relation है? E equals to h mu. ठीक है, and h is the Planck constant. So if we replace this mu from the previous equation, so it will become like this: mu equals to hc by lambda. Mu की वैल्यू क्या हो गया? hc by lambda. hc by lambda. ठीक है, so here again E is inversely proportional to lambda. So that means in the shorter wavelength region we have high energy, but in the longer wavelength region we have less energy. So this is very important, because slowly you will understand what is the application of all the fundamentals in remote sensing. जो हमारा नेक्स्ट कॉन्सेप्ट है वो है स्टेफन बोल्ट्जमैन लॉ. तो स्टेफन बोल्ट्जमैन लॉ क्या कहता है? स्टेफन बोल्ट्जमैन लॉ ये कहता है टोटल emitted radiation from a black body is proportional to the fourth power of its absolute temperature. ठीक है, total emitted radiation from a black body is proportional to the fourth power of the absolute temperature. Okay, now here this is sigma. यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं ये हमें सिग्मा यहाँ पे रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है. ठीक है, सिग्मा इज नथिंग, इट इज नोन एज स्टेफन बोल्ट्जमैन कांस्टेंट. and here this is very important to understand. For a perfect reflecting material, emissivity will be zero. कैसे? Because if you see, if suppose there is a source, here you can see sun is a source. हमारे पास एक सोर्स है, उसका वो कौन सा सोर्स है? सन. Here you can see sun is a source. ठीक है, because if you see there is a sun, this is illuminating our surface. Here it is illuminating our surface, and here we assume that whatever energy which has been received by this surface, it is getting reflected. ठीक है, so this will happen only when a material is perfectly reflecting material. तो अगर एक perfectly reflecting material है, so what will happen? All the energy whatever is received, that will be get reflected, and when it is getting reflected, there is no energy absorbed here, so there will be no emission. So that means emissivity will be zero. So a true black body has an emissivity of 1. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि एक true black body की emissivity कितनी हुई? 1. This is another case where we consider our surface is perfect black body. So in that case what will happen? Whatever energy is coming here, यहाँ पे जितनी भी एनर्जी आ रही है, that is getting absorbed, and there will be no reflection. So after certain time, what will happen? To maintain the equilibrium with the surrounding, the energies will be emitted. Then the next point is natural materials are neither a perfect reflector nor a perfect black body, because in nature this perfect reflecting material and black body, true black body, it is theoretical concept. So we do not have anything on our surface or in any other planet so far known that all our gray bodies, so they can reflect some amount of light and they can absorb some amount of the energy. So this is all about the Stephens-Boltzmann law. Stephens-Boltzmann law के बाद हमारा जो दूसरा लॉ है वो है वेन्स डिस्प्लेसमेंट लॉ. तो नेक्स्ट कॉन्सेप्ट हमारे पास है वो है वेन्स डिस्प्लेसमेंट लॉ, वेयर लैम्डा मैक्स टी. ठीक है, here we have lambda max t, and this lambda max t is equal to this number. So this is equal to some number, this is the number. So where t is the absolute temperature, which is always considered in Kelvin, and it explains the relationship between the peak wavelength of the emittance and the temperature of the material. So if you know what is the temperature of the material, you can always find what is the lambda max. So where at which wavelength this material will give you maximum emissivity. ठीक है, तो ये आपका lambda max t equals to some number where t is the absolute temperature in Kelvin. So this explains the relationship between the peak wavelength, here it is lambda max of emittance at t and the temperature of at the sun temperature of the material. ठीक है, उसके बाद after that we have one more law, that is Planck's radiation law. The Planck's radiation law, the radiance being emitted by a black body is given by this formula. ठीक है, एक फॉर्मूला के द्वारा दिया जाता है. I will show you that formula. Wait a second. So here is the formula. Okay. So the Planck's radiation law, the radiance being emitted by a black body is given by this formula, where K is the Boltzmann's constant and T is the absolute temperature. The Planck's function is more conveniently written as this, and where C1 and C2, यहाँ पे जो C1 और C2 है, C1 and C2 are the first and second radiation constant. Since the radiance from a black body is independent of direction, the radiance existence from a black body is simply pi b lambda. It is simply pi b lambda. So here this is important to understand the radiance being emitted by a black body. You can read this, and there we have written this b lambda and t. ठीक है, जहां भी हमने b lambda t लिखा है, b lambda t, and so whatever radiance we are getting, that is a function of lambda and temperature. So if you can change the wavelength or if you can change the temperature, any of these, if you are changing, your radiance will be different. So this is very important to understand. So this is why we are having this spectral response different in different. जो हमने क्या है ना कि स्पेक्ट्रल रिस्पॉन्स जो है हमारा डिफरेंट वेवलेंथ में डिफरेंट होता है, इसी की वजह से होता है. So if wavelength is changing, material response is changing, and if the temperature we change, there may be change in the spectra. ठीक है, so this is about the Planck's radiation law. In the Planck's radiation law, the radiance being emitted by a black body is given by a formula where K is your Boltzmann constant and T is the absolute temperature. Here you can see that T is the absolute temperature. The Planck's function is more conveniently written as b lambda t C1 lambda minus 5 upon e की power C2 upon at minus 1, where C1 and C2, actually C1 and C2 क्या है, are the first and second radiation constant. Since the radiance from a black body is independent of the direction, the radiant existence from a black body is simply pi b lambda. ठीक है, after this Planck's radiation law, next we have Planck's radiance versus wavelength. Okay, so Planck's radiance versus wavelength. Here Planck's radiance versus wavelength for the indicated temperature. You can see यहाँ पे हम indicated temperature के लिए देख सकते हैं इसको. ठीक है, you can see here that for different temperature के लिए हमारे पास here you can see that for different temperatures their responses are different. And here one thing is to noted, wavelength of maximum emission is a function of the temperature that already we have covered in the previous slide. Okay, as the temperature of an object increases, it is lambda max shifts towards the shorter wavelength of the spectrum. Now here you have to correlate with the fundamentals. So here you can have shorter wavelength, यहाँ पे आप shorter wavelength, here you can have shorter wavelength, then you have maximum energy. So here you can see this particular wavelength 0.5 micrometer. Yeah, 0.5 micrometer, you have more energy, whereas if you see in this longer wavelength, you have, अगर ये longer wavelength 3 वाला देखें, you have less energy. So this is important to understand what is the radiance behavior with respect to temperature as well as the lambda. So as the temperature of an object increases, ठीक है, lambda max shifts toward the shorter wavelength of the spectrum. After this, see next slide. Now here you can see where sun is illuminating our surface. Again, sun is illuminating our surface. There are different things happening in our atmosphere. Atmosphere में different things are happening. So here what is happening? This is very important. Scattering and absorption. ठीक है? So when light interacts with our atmosphere, जब light हमारे atmosphere से interact करता है, which I have told you in previous slide, I have covered till it is interacting with the surface, and in between it is passing through our atmosphere. But what exactly is happening in the atmosphere? क्या हो रहा है? These are two happening, scattering and absorption. So these two play very significant role in order to modify your radiance. So whatever is coming or reaching to your satellite or your sensor, so they are modifying your signal, and that will be recorded by your satellite. So जो भी आपके whatever is coming and reaching, मतलब जो भी आपके satellite तक पहुंच रहा है और जो सेंसर तक जा रहा है, they are modifying your signal. वो सिग्नल को मॉडिफाई कर रहा है, and then it is recorded by the satellite. तो इसी कॉन्सेप्ट को समझाने के लिए दो टर्म्स हैं जो नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में आपको क्लियर होगा. पहला है एटमॉस्फेयर इंटरैक्शन. ठीक है, एटमॉस्फेयर इंटरैक्शन क्या है? तो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द एटमॉस्फेयर एज अ होल. देखो, जब इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन इंटरैक्ट विद द अर्थ एटमॉस्फेयर, जब इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन जो है वो अर्थ एटमॉस्फेयर से इंटरैक्ट करता है, इट्स स्पीड इंटेंसिटी पहली चीज, दूसरी चीज स्पेक्ट्रल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, और तीसरी चीज डायरेक्शन. इट मे चेंज बिकॉज हियर योर मीडिया इज डिफरेंट. नाउ scattering and absorption are very important process to describe or understand the process of interaction of electromagnetic light with the atmosphere, that is earth atmosphere. So let us start with the scattering. So scattering में क्या होता है? It causes to change the direction of electromagnetic wave. Okay, and these electromagnetic waves, these direction are unpredictable. ठीक है, so you can't predict that if water vapor is present in the atmosphere, what will happen. So how much direction it will change for the incoming radiation. Efficiency and behavior depends on the size of the scatter and wavelength of the radiation. So the efficiency and behavior of this scattering is defined by the interacting material. ठीक है, so here if you are having dust in atmosphere, just suppose हमारे atmosphere में dust present है, if you are having more water vapor, अगर हमारे पास ज्यादा से ज्यादा वेपर वाटर वेपर है, और if you have more gases, then interaction will be different. तब हमारा interaction different होगा. What is their size and the molecule, and then what is the wavelength you are looking in. So in case if you look in blue wavelength, your scattering process will different. अगर हम blue wavelength को देखते हैं तो हमारा scattering process different होगा. For green wavelength it is different, for red it is different, for infrared it is different, and for microwave it is different. So the behavior of a scattering changes with the size of the molecule and the size of the wavelength also. So size of the wavelength means what is the wavelength? Shorter wavelength or the longer wavelength? So जब हमारा इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन अर्थ एटमॉस्फेयर से इंटरैक्ट करता है, उसकी स्पीड, इंटेंसिटी और स्पेक्ट्रल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द वेवलेंथ एंड द डायरेक्शन वो चेंज होते हैं. और जो स्कैटरिंग और अब्जॉर्प्शन है वो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोसेस टू डिस्क्राइब एंड अंडरस्टैंड द प्रोसेस ऑफ द इंटरेक्शन of electromagnetic light with the earth's atmosphere. Now if we talk about the scattering, it causes change in the direction, okay, which is very unpredictable of the electromagnetic wave. और इसकी efficiency और behavior जो है, it depends on the size of the scatter or the wavelength of the radiation. Now there are different types of scattering. What are they? They are basically Rayleigh, माई एंड नॉन सेलेक्टिव. तो एक एक करके हम देखेंगे कि हमारे पास तीन तरह के हैं. तो सबसे पहला हम देखेंगे रेलिक, कि रेलिक स्कैटरिंग क्या होती है. सो उसके बाद हमारा नेक्स्ट है माई और उसके बाद हमारा है नॉन सेलेक्टिव. सो एक इमेज हमने ले लिया, ठीक है, और इमेज उस इमेज को हम लेंगे एंड देन वी विल डिस्कवर दैट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द एटमॉस्फेयर. सो इफ यू हैव द स्कैटरिंग मीडियम, मैं आपको वो इमेज दिखाता हूं. जस्ट सपोज इफ यू हैव स्कैटरिंग मीडियम, इफ यू हैव ये हमारे पास स्कैटरिंग मीडियम है. It can be because of your gases, it can be because of your dust, it can be because of your water vapor in the atmosphere. तो here see क्या होता है कि हमने कैसे इसको अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए कि एटमॉस्फेयर में क्या हो रहा है, हमने एक स्कैटरिंग मीडियम लिया. इट कैन बी because of the gases, it can be because of your dust, and it can be because of your water vapor present in the atmosphere. Now एक और स्लाइड में आपको दिखाता हूं. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में सी हियर यू कैन सी डिफरेंट लेयर्स ऑफ आवर एटमॉस्फेयर. एक्सोस्फीयर, थर्मोस्फीयर, मीसोस्फीयर, स्ट्रेटोस्फीयर, ट्रोपोस्फीयर. ठीक है, यहाँ पे एक्सोस्फीयर, मेसोस्फीयर, ट्रोपोस्फीयर सारे अलग अलग जो है हमारे पास लेयर्स है, वेयर यू हैव डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ गैसेस प्रेजेंट एंड there are some pollutants also which are actually interacting with our incoming radiation and they are getting modified. ठीक है, so this is your scattering process. ठीक है, now in Rayleigh scattering, तो Rayleigh scattering में क्या होता है, ये तो मैंने आपको समझाया कि कैसे मीडियम की वजह से हमारा मॉडिफिकेशन होता है. अब हम आपको रेलिक स्कैटरिंग के बारे में दिखाते हैं. तो रेलिक स्कैटरिंग में क्या होता है, इट ऑकर्स व्हेन साइज ऑफ द मैटर इज वेरी स्मॉल. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहला प्रिंसिपल यही है कि साइज ऑफ द मैटर शुड बी वेरी स्मॉल. इट शुड बी वेरी स्मॉल देन द वेवलेंथ ड्यूरिंग अ स्कैटरिंग. ड्यूरिंग अ स्कैटरिंग EMR गेट एब्जॉर्ब, ठीक है, एंड देन री-इमिटेड बाय द एटम्स और मॉलिक्यूल. तो रेलिक स्कैटरिंग में क्या होता है, so it occurs when the size of the matter is very small, then the wavelength during a scattering EMR get absorbed and then re-emitted by the atoms or molecules. So here you can see that Rayleigh scattering and it is unpredictable in direction. So you cannot predict the direction. Rayleigh scattering में आप direction को predict नहीं कर सकते हो, and it is unpredictable in direction. So you cannot predict the direction of the emission, and the amount of scattering is actually inversely proportional to the fourth power. It is inversely proportional to the fourth power of radiation wavelength. So which is this? Here for the example, अगर एक example लेते हैं, blue light which is basically 0.4 to 0.5 micrometer scatters 16 times more than the infrared. ठीक है, which is 0.8 micrometer in this case and Rayleigh scattering is responsible for the blue sky and red sunset. तो जो हमारा Rayleigh scattering है, it occurs when the size of the matter is very small than the wavelength. During scattering, EMR actually get absorbed and then re-emitted by the atoms or the molecules. This is actually unpredictable. This has unpredictable direction of emission, and the amount of the scattering is inversely proportional to the fourth power of the radiation wavelength. For example, blue light 0.4 micrometer scatters 16 times more than the near infrared light, that is 0.8 micrometer. That's why Rayleigh scattering is responsible for the blue sky and red sunset. Next one is your Mie scattering. So what is Mie scattering? Mie scattering, it occurs when there are spherical particles. जब spherical particles present होंगे in the atmosphere with different diameters approximately equal to the wavelength of the radiation, and the amount of Mie scatter is greater than Rayleigh scatter, and the wavelength scattered are longer. So now we are shifting toward the longer wavelength. See, हमारा दो डिफरेंस है Rayleigh स्कैटरिंग और Mie स्कैटरिंग में. Rayleigh स्कैटरिंग में आपका जब मैटर, जो साइज ऑफ द मैटर, इट इज वेरी स्मॉल, दैट इज वेरी स्मॉल देन द वेवलेंथ. Mie scattering में क्या है? It occurs when there are spherical particles are present in the atmosphere, और उनका जो diameter है, it is approximately equal to the wavelength of the radiation. पहली चीज. So for the visible light, water vapor, dust and other particles ranging from a few tenths of a micrometer to several micrometers in diameter are the main scattering agent. The amount of Mie scatter is greater than the Rayleigh scatter and the wavelengths scattered are longer. ठीक है. तो ये आपका Mie scattering है. एक में हमारा मॉलिक्यूल छोटा होना चाहिए, दूसरे में उसके वेवलेंथ के बराबर होना चाहिए. तो अब तीसरा स्कैटरिंग है, वो है नॉन सेलेक्टिव स्कैटरिंग. नॉन सेलेक्टिव स्कैटरिंग में क्या होता है? इट ऑकर्स व्हेन देयर आर पार्टिकल्स इन द एटमॉस्फेयर सेवरल टाइम्स ऑफ द डायमीटर ऑफ द रेडिएशन. तो हमारा जो भी एटमॉस्फेयर, देयर आर पार्टिकल्स, जो भी एटमॉस्फेयर में पार्टिकल्स हैं, वो दे आर द सेवरल टाइम्स ऑफ द डायमीटर ऑफ द रेडिएशन, दैट इज वाटर ड्रॉपलेट्स व्हिच मेक अप क्लाउड्स and fog banks, scatter all the wavelength of visible light equally well, causing the cloud to appear white. Scattering have severe effects on remote sensing image, where it reduces the information. Here you can see the example of Rayleigh scattering, ठीक है, and Mie scattering and non-selective. यहाँ पे मैंने तीनों एग्जाम्पल आपको शो किया है. जहाँ पे सबसे पहले है Rayleigh scattering, फिर है आपका Mie scattering, और देन है नॉन सेलेक्टिव scattering. So this is to understand that what is happening in the scattering and different types of scattering. So Rayleigh scattering में the gas molecule, it is actually very small. ये जो पार्टिकल है, ये वेवलेंथ, रेडिएशन के वेवलेंथ के से काफी छोटा है. दूसरे में गए Mie scattering, इसलिए गैस मॉलिक्यूल लिया. Mie scattering में स्मोक और डस्ट पार्टिकल जो हैं, वो वेवलेंथ के, रेडिएशन के वेवलेंथ के बराबर है. लेकिन जब हम नॉन सेलेक्टिव स्कैटरिंग में जाते हैं, तो जैसे वाटर वेपर है, तो उस केस में क्या हो रहा है कि ये जो वेवलेंथ है रेडिएशन का, उससे ज्यादा है. सो Mie नॉन सेलेक्टिव स्कैटरिंग occurs when there are particles in the atmosphere several times of the diameter of the radiation. Water droplets which make up clouds and fog bands scatter all the wavelengths of the visible light equally well, causing the cloud to appear white. And scattering has severe effects on remote sensing images, where it reduces the information. So this is how we define the three types of scattering, that is Rayleigh, Mie and non-selective scattering. So after this, let's move towards the next concept, that is scattering के बाद आता है absorption. दो चीज होती हैं. पहली चीज मैंने बताई कि एटमॉस्फेयर में देयर आर हैपनिंग टू थिंग्स. The first one was your scattering, and the second one is your absorption. So scattering is basically divided into three types. The first one was relic, then was mice, and then was non-selective. अब हम जाएंगे कि और तीनों में वेवलेंथ और जो डायामीटर है पार्टिकल का उसके रिलेशनशिप पे उसका डिफरेंशिएशन है. अब हम जो दूसरा कॉन्सेप्ट है वो है हमारा एब्जॉर्प्शन. सो वेट अ सेकेंड. तो एब्जॉर्प्शन का जो केस है, how we define this absorption. So if you remember, the scattering and absorption are modifying our radiation. मैंने आपको बताया था कि जो हमारा स्कैटरिंग प्रोसेस है, जो एब्जॉर्प्शन है, वो हमारे रेडिएशन को एटमॉस्फेयर में मॉडिफाई कर रहा है. So the absorption is also an important parameter to simulate or to remove the effect of the atmosphere from our remotely sensed images. So a process by which radiant energy is absorbed and converted into other forms of energy in our Earth's atmosphere. The following constituents can cause the absorption, like water, carbon dioxide, oxygen, ozone and nitrous oxide. ठीक है. तो मैंने आपको बताया था कि स्कैटरिंग और एब्जॉर्प्शन, they are actually modifying our radiation in the atmosphere. So absorption is very important parameter. किस लिए? To simulate or to remove the effects of the atmosphere from our remotely sensed images. So a process by which radiant energy is absorbed and converted into other forms of energy in our Earth's atmosphere. Following constituent can cause the absorption, like water, carbon dioxide, oxygen, ozone and nitrous oxide. तो इसका जो cumulative effect है, the cumulative effect of the absorption by the various constituents can cause the atmosphere to close down in certain regions of the spectrum. So now here let us assume this is our wavelength. ठीक है, यहाँ पे हमारे पास एक wavelength है, मैंने आपको स्क्रीन पे आपके दिख रहा होगा. Here it is your wavelength, that is lambda. Okay, and this is the transmission of our atmosphere. ये है हमारे atmosphere का transmission. So here you have transmission. So that means the more the value, that means the atmosphere is transparent in those wavelengths. बात समझ आ रही है? So absorption का मतलब ये हुआ a process by which radiant energy is absorbed and converted into other forms of energy. तो हमारे अर्थ एटमॉस्फेयर में there are following constituent which causes the absorption. उसमें से है water, that is H2O, ठीक है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड CO2, oxygen O2, ozone O3 and nitrous oxide is N2O. And the cumulative effect of the absorption by the various constituents can cause the atmosphere to close down in certain regions of the spectrum. ठीक है. So अभी एक और स्लाइड है, उस पे मैं आपको समझाता हूँ दूसरे कॉन्सेप्ट एब्जॉर्प्शन के. देखो क्या होता है. Here the green color represents you have the transparency in your atmosphere. Green color का मतलब ये हुआ कि you have the transparency in the your atmosphere. So these wavelengths can be used to capture the image from space. तो ये wavelength क्या कर सकता है? It can capture the image from the space in different wavelengths, and our wavelengths are basically, तो वो wavelength कहाँ से block होगा? This will be blocked by the gases or maybe the other atmospheric constituents. So our sensors are designed to operate in this less affected wavelength region. तो हमारा जो सेंसर है वो डिजाइन किया जाता है to operate in this less affected wavelength region. अब एटमॉस्फेरिक विंडो क्या है? So the wavelength or the range of wavelength, ठीक है, wavelength and the range of wavelength we are actually allowing, which are allowed by our atmosphere to reach the surface ठीक है, and again travel back to the space to our sensor. So these are known as atmospheric window. फिर से मैं बताता हूं कि एटमॉस्फेरिक विंडो यहाँ क्या मतलब है. एटमॉस्फेरिक वेवलेंथ, द वेवलेंथ और द रेंज ऑफ वेवलेंथ which are actually allowing, which are allowed by our atmosphere, जो हमारे एटमॉस्फेयर के द्वारा अलाउ है to reach the surface or and they again travel back to the space to our sensor. So those are known as atmospheric window. Now the next one is other wavelengths are blocked maybe completely or partially, that is by our atmosphere. तो क्या होगा कि हमारा एब्जॉर्प्शन प्रोसेस में आप देख सकते हो कि यहाँ पे हमने आपको दिखाया है कि कुछ ग्रीन कलर. तो ये ग्रीन कलर क्या रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है? यू हैव द ट्रांसपेरेंसी इन दी योर एटमॉस्फेयर. तो these wavelengths can be used to capture the image from space in different wavelengths. और जो other wavelength है, these are basically blocked by the gases or maybe the other atmospheric constituents. So our sensor are actually designed to operate in these less affected wavelength region. तो हमारा atmospheric window क्या हुआ? So the wavelength or the range of the wavelength which are actually allowing, which are allowed by our atmosphere to reach the surface and again travel back to the space to our sensor. तो उसको क्या कहते हैं? Those are known as atmospheric window. और हमारा next one क्या है? The next one is other wavelengths are blocked maybe completely or partially by our atmosphere. So ये एक interesting information है. Like there are few wavelengths which were blocked earlier also and now also, but in the beginning of the remote sensing they were known as noise. उसको क्या कहते हैं? Noise. So if you have more interaction with the atmospheric constituent, you will have modified signal and that you cannot use to really know what is lying on the surface in that particular wavelength region. So we used to call them noise. उनको हम कहते हैं noise. लेकिन आजकल जो noise है are basically one type of data which can be used to identify what is the atmospheric constituent. ठीक है. So if the constituent is more, you will have more interaction and you will have more noise. So जितना interaction उतना ज़्यादा noise, and so that we are resolving in terms of information. So slowly we are evolving and we are moving ahead in different directions. So now you need to understand the basic concept of this DN number, then radiance, and then reflectance, emittance, transmittance, and the absorption. So एक बार ये फंडामेंटल एक बार आपका क्लियर हो जाएगा तो आगे के कोर्स में जब मैं इन सारे फंडामेंटल टर्म्स का यूज करूंगा, बिकॉज these basic concepts, these fundamental are the actually heart and the soul of this remote sensing and GIS part. So when I will use this term, you will be easily getting those terms and you will be easily get कि क्या एप्लीकेशन, कौन सा एप्लीकेशन कहाँ हम यूज करेंगे. ठीक है. तो we'll move towards the next slide. That is the basic concept of radiance and reflectance. So let us this is your basic concept of the radiance and reflectance. So how will define this radiance and reflectance? So what is radiance? Radiance किसे कहते हैं? Okay, so radiance is the radiant flux per unit solid angle leaving an extended source in a given direction per unit projected source in that direction, and the unit of radiance is watt per meter square per steradian. देखो रेडियंस क्या होता है? रेडियंस जो है इट इज द रेडियंट फ्लक्स ठीक है। सिंपल टर्म्स में रेडियन फ्लक्स पर यूनिट सॉलिड एंगल लिविंग एन एक्सटेंडेड सोर्स in a given direction per unit projected source in that direction, and the unit of the radiance is watt per meter square per steradian. रिमोट सेंसिंग में जो रेडियन फ्लक्स इन है इन सर्टेन वेवलेंथ लिविंग द प्रोजेक्टेड सोर्स एरिया ए विद इन दिस सर्टेन डायरेक्शन। ये एक रेड कलर से जो आपको एरिया दिख रहा है, ठीक है, रेड कलर से जो आपको एरिया दिख रहा है, in remote sensing the radiant flux in certain wavelength leaving the projected source area A within this certain direction, that is our theta and solid angle are important. So here you need to understand this is the area where we want to sense. ये हमारा एरिया है जो रेड कलर से मैंने आपको रिप्रेजेंट किया है, वो हमारा एरिया है where we want to sense. So for where we are capturing this data, so if your sensor is located here, अगर आपका सेंसर यहाँ located है और if it is here, the information which you will get that will be different. वो information हमारा different होगा because that is also defined by the angle. What is your view angle? ठीक है. So steradian, you know, it is a measure of your angle. Steradian का मतलब it is a measure of your angle, and which also can be represented in degrees, minutes and seconds. So these are fundamental. So जो आपका रेडियंस है, रेडियंस एल लैम्डा से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं एंड वो रेडियंट फ्लक्स पर यूनिट सॉलिड एंगल, ठीक है, ये डिफाइन करता है। और किस एरिया के लिए? लिविंग एन एक्सटेंडेड सोर्स इन अ गिवन डायरेक्शन पर यूनिट प्रोजेक्टेड सोर्स इन दैट डायरेक्शन, ठीक है। और रिमोट सेंसिंग में जो रेडियंट फ्लक्स है सर्टेन वेवलेंथ में, जैसे एल लैम्डा, लिविंग द प्रोजेक्टेड सोर्स एरिया ए विद इन अ सर्टेन डायरेक्शन थीटा एंड सॉलिड एंगल आर इंपॉर्टेंट। तो स्टेरेडियन क्या है? अ कोन एंगल इन विच द यूनिट इज अ रेडियन और अ 57 डिग्री 17 मिनट्स एंड 44 सेकेंड। तो स्टेरेडियन आप यहां देख सकते हो, एक कोन मैंने बनाया है, अ कोन एंगल, जिसमें एंगल जो बन रहा है, अ कोन एंगल इन विच द यूनिट इज क्या है? अ रेडियन, या तो एक रेडियन, या तो एक रेडियन का मतलब होता है 57 डिग्री 17 मिनट्स एंड 44 सेकेंड। सो दिस इज अबाउट द रेडियंस एंड रिफ्लेक्टेंस। I guess this is clear. अगर नहीं क्लियर होता है तो what I will do is I will show you one more slide. ठीक है, यहां से हम बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट में रिफ्लेक्टेंस क्या होता है, ठीक है। तो reflectance is defined as the ratio of the radiant flux reflected from a surface to the radiant flux incident on it, and it is the unitless now, ठीक है। ये अब unitless हो गया। I will देखो मैंने एक फिगर ड्रॉ किया हुआ है टू अंडरस्टैंड। तो ये हमारा एक सरफेस है, ठीक है, मैं आपको डिनोट करूंगा। This is our surface. Now your sun is illuminating the surface, which is getting reflected, and your sensor is here. यहाँ पे मैंने एक सेंसर आपको दिखाया है। सन से आपका क्या हो रहा है? Your sun is illuminating the surface, and which is getting reflected, and your sensor is here. In this case, we are assuming that there is no atmosphere. इस केस हम क्या assume करते हैं कि यहाँ पे कोई एटमॉस्फेयर नहीं है। सो क्या होगा? वट एवर द एनर्जी इज कमिंग फ्रॉम आवर सोर्स टू द टारगेट, ठीक है, ये हमारा टारगेट है, ठीक है, टू द टारगेट। सो दिस इज कॉल्ड irradiance, and the reflected energy from our surface which is reaching to our sensor, that is called radiance. जब हमारे पास कोई एटमॉस्फेयर नहीं है तो ये कमिंग रेडिएशन जो टारगेट को हिट कर रहा है उसको हम क्या कहेंगे, इरेडियंस कहेंगे। और जो रिफ्लेक्टेड एनर्जी है हमारे सरफेस से, जो हमारे सेंसर की तरफ पहुंच रहा है, विच इज रीचिंग टू अवर सेंसर, दैट इज कॉल्ड रेडियंस। सो व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय रेडियंस एंड रिफ्लेक्टेंस? सो व्हेन यू मेजर दिस, जब आप इसको मेजर करते हैं, दिस इज कॉल्ड रेडियंस वेयर all these angles are involved. So that is why you have unit watt per meter square per steradian. ठीक है? Then एक मटेरियल, so here for one material, just suppose एक मटेरियल है आपके पास, उसका रिफ्लेक्टेंस वैल्यू एक पर्टिकुलर वेवलेंथ के लिए हमने प्लॉट किया है। ठीक है? जस्ट वेट अ सेकेंड गाइस। Just wait a second. So the reflectance value in a particular wavelength is fixed. ठीक है? रिफ्लेक्टेंस वैल्यू एक पर्टिकुलर वेवलेंथ में हमने फिक्स कर दिया। So that is something like your fingerprint, it cannot be changed. Just suppose एक fingerprint की तरह है जो उसको हम चेंज नहीं कर सकते हैं। So either you have to refer a particular x wavelength to identify a material, or a set of wavelength like x1, x2 and x3 wavelength are used to identify this a material, right? तो नेक्स्ट वन जो आपका है वो क्या था, ट्रांसमिटेंस। तो ट्रांसमिटेंस क्या है, विच इज डिफाइंड एज द रेशियो ऑफ द रेडियंट फ्लक्स ट्रांसमिटेड थ्रू अ सरफेस टू द रेडियंट फ्लक्स इंसिडेंट ऑन इट। ठीक? देन the absorption of the electromagnetic radiation is the process where the energy of incident light is taken up by the matter, and then there are few concepts you need to understand: spectral reflectance, Lombardian surface, diffuse reflector. So first let us start with the spectral reflectance. So spectral reflectance, if you have a surface illuminated by your source and it is getting reflected, and which is measured by your sensor, and sensor is capable of resolving this 0.4 to 0.5 micrometer wavelength in 5 times. So you will have one value here, value can be more or less. This is for example, so in the wavelength you have 4 values captured by your sensor. ठीक है? You have अगर एक एक करके हम टर्म्स को फिर से समझने की कोशिश करें, तो रिफ्लेक्टेंस का मतलब ये हुआ, इट इज डिफाइंड एज द रेशियो ऑफ द रेडियंट फ्लक्स रिफ्लेक्टेड फ्रॉम अ सरफेस टू द रेडियंट फ्लक्स इंसिडेंट ऑन इट, एंड इट इज यूनिटलेस। मैंने आपको एक फिगर बनाया था, दिस इज सरफेस, आप यहाँ पे सरफेस देख सकते हो। ठीक है? दिस इज आवर सरफेस, this is a surface. Now if your sun is illuminating this surface and which is getting reflected and your sensor is here, ठीक है? In this case we are assuming there is no atmosphere, so whatever energy is coming from our source to the target is the here, so this is called irradiance, and the reflected energy from our surface which is reaching to our sensor, that is called radiance. So what do you understand by radiance and reflectance? So when you measure this, this is called radiance, where all these angles are involved, जहाँ पे आपका ये सारा एंगल जितना भी है वो इन्वॉल्व होगा। So that is you have unit watt per meter square per steradian, and when you have irradiance, that is also there also angle is involved. So unit is watt per meter square per steradian. So when you calculate reflectance, it is basically radiance by irradiance. ठीक है? So then what will happen to your unit? That will get cancelled, and then you will have unit less quantity. So for a given target, this is reflectance is very important. So the reflectance is very important. Why? Because reflectance is free from all your illumination condition and the angle. Okay. So here for one material, uh, here for one material, reflectance value in a particular wavelength is fixed. So that is something like your fingerprint, which cannot be changed. So either you have to refer a particular X wavelength to identify a material, or a set of wavelengths like X1, X2, and X3 wavelengths are used to identify this a material, right? The next one is transmittance, which is defined as the ratio of the radiant flux transmitted through a surface to the radiant flux incident on it. The absorption of the the absorption of the electromagnetic radiation is the process where the energy of the incident light is taken up by the matter, and then there are few concepts you need to understand: spectral reflectance, Lombardian surface, diffuse reflector. So first, let us start with the spectral reflectance. So spectral reflectance is you have a surface illuminated by your source, and it is getting reflected, and which is measured by your sensor, and sensor is capable of resolving this 0.4 to 2.5 micrometer wavelength in 5 bands. So you will have one value here, value more or less. So this is for example. So in this wavelength, you have 4 values captured by your sensor, and if you draw, यहाँ पे अगर आपने draw किया, you will have like this. Okay, you will have something like this. So here, what I am saying, this is lambda and this is reflectance. So reflectors versus lambda. Now here you see, for this particular wavelength, your value of reflected energy is different. For this particular wavelength, reflected value is different. For this particular wavelength, you have different. मतलब इस particular wavelength के लिए different है, इस particular wavelength के लिए different है, और इस particular wavelength के लिए different है, और इस particular wavelength के लिए different है. So that means this is the behavior of the material which is regulating all these values. So if we change the material, the response will be different. So if you are measuring this reflected energy across the wavelength in different segments, then it is known as, इसको क्या कहते हैं, इसी को हम कहते हैं spectral reflectance. If you have only one single value, then you say it is reflectance. But if you measure across the wavelength and in maybe 5 points or maybe in 10 points, so that depends on your satellite data. So दूसरा जो term था वो था Lombardian surface. So when you have a perfect reflector, जब आपके पास एक perfect reflector होगा, then what will happen? This will act as a mirror and it will reflect equal amount of energy in all the direction, which is very rare in the natural condition. So natural materials are not Lombardian in nature. So they will have different response in different directions. So Lombardian surface is a perfect reflecting material which can reflect equal amount of energy in all the directions. So does not matter you measure here, your information will be same. Then diffuse reflector, this is again, you're not including the angle here. So what will happen in diffuse reflector? Your cone of the measurement will be larger, that will not be focused. So I will show you 2 photographs. There are 2 photographs, and here you can understand the sun is illuminating the particular surface, and here based on this material characteristic and the roughness of the surface, your reflected energy will be different. So if you are seeing from here, अगर आप यहाँ से देख रहे हैं, if you are seeing from here, so if you are seeing from here, your information will be different. If you see from here, your information will be different. So seeing means you have a sensor or you have a camera which is located here or here. So next one, where you have a Lombardian surface, what is happening? You will have equal amount of energy reflecting in all the direction. So that doesn't matter whether you look from here or here or look from here, your information will remain same. So in the next lecture, I will cover bidirectional reflectance and how it is affecting our measurement, where different parameters also like source, sensors, geometry, they are also involved in modifying this signal. So this is actually about the basic concept of the reflectance, and this is about the natural condition and the Lombardian surface. So this was all about the basis of the remote sensing. So here we are about to wind up this entire lecture 2, which was divided into part 1 and part 2. I hope you all have enjoyed this lecture. If you have any query, you can directly write to me at ankur495@bit.ac.in, or you can have just comment in this comment box regarding any query to any of my lecture. So I hope everybody is safe and they are staying at home and enjoying the videos lecture, which are actually posted by the different professors for the different subjects. So just keep watching the videos and don't hinder your learning process. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, and thank you for listening it to patiently. Thank you.